Okay, this is a checklist for today. Without it, some of you might be able to correct. Now, some of you won't be. Okay, that's fine. But if you've been getting your butt kicked by these problems, you need to follow it. Okay, there's a checkbox. I've circled the equal sign. Well, that's not hard to do. Made sure all my letters have a number in front. Well, that's got a 1, that's got a 1. I have fixed any subtraction signs, so that's plus negative, plus negative. I have multiplied my way through parentheses. Well, there aren't any parentheses. Forget it. I have combined like terms for the letter. Aha, that's what's new. Here's how you combine like terms for the letter. You box up your x's, both of them. And then since they're on the same side of the equals, we're going to add negative 1x plus negative 1x. That's negative 2x. Okay? So, after you do that, you need to reset your equation. So I drop the equals down. That negative 2x we got is over here because that's where the x's are at. Now that 9's still there, so plus 9 equals negative 13. Okay? That's how you do the like terms for the letter. Okay? They're going to be on the same side, you add them. I've added or subtracted any terms outside the letter. Ignore the number on the other side. So that means I got the negative 2x. That's on the other side. Don't add 13. Okay? Stop that. Cover the dang thing up. We got plus 9. Okay? So we're going to subtract 9. You can fill this out if you want. So minus 9, minus 9. Cross that out. That's why you do that, so you can cross it out. So negative 2x over here, and negative 13 minus 9. Here's how easy that is to do on the calculator. Negative 13 minus 9. Well, that's hard. Okay, negative 22. Divide. Underline both sides and divide both sides by the number connected to the front. Okay, so it's x. And that's 11. Here, again, negative 22 divided by 2, by negative 2. 11. Boom. Okay. 25 equals 7 plus 3x minus 12. Back to the top. We've circled the equals. That's not hard. I've made sure all my letters have a number in front. So you only have one letter. It's got a 3. That's good. Fix any subtraction signs. So plus, negative. Multiply my way through parentheses. Well, that's easy. We don't even have any. Okay? I have combined like terms for the letter. You can't do that because there's only one x term. Okay? I've added or subtracted any terms outside the letter. Ignore the number on the other side. So that means ignore the 25. Okay? Now I got a couple different numbers here. I've got a 7 and a negative 12. Well, the 7's positive, so let's subtract him. And the 12's negative, so we'll add him. Reset the equation, and I take 25 minus 7 plus 12. 30. And over here, by God, it's just the 3x. Last step, divide. Means underline both sides. 3, 3. 30 divided by 3 is 10. It's x. Next problem. I have circled the equal sign. There he is. I've made sure all my letters have a number in front, so that needs a 1, and so does that. I have fixed any subtraction signs, so you see that minus 2, now it's a plus negative 2. So remember that 2's negative, darn it. I have multiplied my way through any parentheses. Well, we got parentheses, so we need to multiply our way through. We have 1x plus 10, outside's a negative 2. I want to see that, and I want to see that. So that means we need to take negative 2 times 1x and negative 2 times positive 10. That equals negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, but it's x. Negative 2 times 10 is negative 20. So that's what we got again. Whoosh, whoosh. Now you need to reset the equation. We drop the equals down, and this is what we had. Okay, this is where the parentheses was at. So I need to change this to negative 2x plus negative 20. Okay, now cross out the parentheses and this guy outside. No more. Okay, get rid of him. Get rid of the darn thing, the whole thing, the two numbers and the idiot outside. But we still have the 1x, so on this side plus 1x, and on this side 12. So I multiply my way through, whoosh, whoosh, go back up here, find what you have. Then go put those two on here after you cross it out. Okay, I have combined like terms for the letters. So we got two letters here, so that means we need to add those. Negative 2x plus 1x. Do that right here. Like terms is right here. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1x. Use your calculator if you don't know it. Drop the equals. Now over here we added those, it's negative 1x. I've also got the negative 20. And over here we got the 12. You got to work through it kind of meticulously. Okay. Added or subtracted any terms outside the letter. Ignore the number on the other side of the equals. So here's my x, here's my equals, the 12, forget it. So I got this negative 12, so I need to negative 20 plus 20 plus 20. We have negative 1x, and 12 plus 20 is 32. Now it's time to divide. You always be dividing on the last step. So negative 1, and x equals negative 32. Okay, next up, negative 15 equals 5 times 3x minus 10 in parentheses, and then outside minus 5x. I've circled the equal sign right there. I've made sure my letters have a number in front. It's got a 3, it's got a 5, nice. I have fixed any subtraction signs. That's a negative, you don't need to fix that. That's a minus plus negative, and that's a minus plus negative. I have multiplied my way through the parentheses. You better get some rainbows going. This guy's a guy knocking on the door, okay? So I got 5 times 3x, and I do that by the parentheses, and I've got 5 times negative 10. 5 times 3x, 5 times negative 10. 5 times 3x is 15x, 5 times negative 10 is negative 50. So here's my equals, and that's happening over here. This is where the parentheses was at. This is where that crap's got to go, okay? This is where the parentheses at. This is where the crap's got to go. So I need to put 15x plus negative 50 on this side. Cross that out, okay? We also have a negative, cross all those three things out, all three of them. We also have the negative 5x. Then over here you got the negative 15. Okay, I have combined like terms for the letter. So we got a 15x, a negative 5x. Again, those need to be added because they're on that side of the equation. Plus negative 5x, that equals 10x. This is adding, okay? When I have the same letter, I'm going to add. Okay, so I added these and this and got 10x. What else do we have over there? We got a negative 50. And then a negative 15. Okay. What do you have outside? You divide by the 10, but first you got to get rid of that. So negative 50, we're going to add 50 out and add 50. Here's how hard this is. Negative 15 plus 50, 35. And then 10x. Then the final step we have to do is divide by 10 by 10. 3.5 equals x. Next page. I've circled the equal sign. Circle it so you know where it's at. I've made sure all my letters have a number in front of them, so that needs a 1. It's your only letter you got. Any subtraction signs? No. That is a negative sign. Don't mess with it. Multiply my way through parentheses. Now you have a parentheses, but you don't have an outside number. Well, you do now. Now you have 1. Now come over the top with the rainbows. So, negative 1 times 1x, negative 1 times 3. That's going to be negative 1x and negative 3. Again, negative 1x plus negative 3. Negative 1x plus negative 3. Negative 1x plus negative 3. That goes over here. Negative 1x plus negative 3. Out. Okay. Over here you got 16. Okay. Like term. Okay. I have combined like terms for the letter. Well, that's going to be easy since we only have 1. Done. Next step. Combining like terms is if I have more than one x number, I got to add the numbers in front, but I only got 1. Okay. Add or subtract any numbers outside the letter. Ignore the number on the other side. 16 don't count, it's on the other side. We got this negative 3, so I plus 3 plus 3. 19, negative 1x. The last step, you're dividing. Negative 19. Okay. Next, I've circled the equal sign. There it is. I've made sure all my letters have a number in front. That would need a 1. That has a 6. Fix any subtraction signs, so plus negative. Multiply your way through the parentheses. Okay, you got parentheses, you got to multiply your way through them like that. Rainbows. So negative 4 times 1x and negative 4 times negative 3. That's negative 4x and that's 12. So again, negative 4x plus 12. Negative 4x plus 12. Negative 4x plus 12. That's going over here. Here's the equals. Don't lose track. Negative 4x plus 12. Get rid of the parentheses and the number in front. Plus 6x equals 20. Okay. I have combined like terms for the letter. So, I've got a negative 4 and a positive 6x. Those need to be added. That's 2x. Okay. Add them. So that's going to be 2x. And what do you know? We got a plus 12. Okay, stem here. And then 20. What do you have outside? 20 doesn't count. It's on the other side. 12. Subtract 12. That's gone. 2x. 20 minus 12 is 8. then divide by the 2, x equals 4. (10x minus 5 times x minus 3 equals 30. I've circled the equal sign. Made sure all my letters have a number in front, so that is a 10, that is a 1. Fix any subtraction signs, so plus, negative, plus, negative. Multiply your way through the parentheses. I better see rainbows. Okay, and it's with this guy here, not that, the one right in front. Okay, so I take negative 5 times 1x and negative 5 times negative 3. So that's negative 5x, and that's 15. Again, negative 5x plus 15. Don't add them, okay? Keep them separate. But where do you put negative 5x plus 15? Drop your equals. You're going to put it over on that side. That's where that crap was. So negative 5x plus 15. Okay? Cross out those and the number in front. What else you got over there? You got 10x. And over here you got 30. Like terms. Got him and him. That means we need to add negative 5x plus 10x. That equals 5x. Here's the equals, drop it. That's over here. We just added those together and got 5x, out, 5x. Plus 15, and then 30. Outside, got the 15, so take it away. It's a positive, so we're gonna, by the way, not 30, okay? 5x. 30 minus 15 is 15. Then we divide. That's our last step. You don't have to worry about multiplying today at the end, okay? It's always going to be in front. Okay, and then our last one, I've circled the equal sign. Run through your checklist. Made sure all my letters have a number in front. Fix any subtraction signs, so minus 7's plus negative 7, minus 3's plus negative 3. Multiply your way through the parentheses. So you have a parentheses, you got to multiply your way through it. Okay, so that is a negative 7. Negative 7 times 1x and negative 7 times negative 3. That equals negative 7x, and that equals 21. Okay? Now, negative 7x plus 21. Where does that go? What side does it go on? Oh, I think it's on the left. That's where the parentheses is at. So negative 7x plus 21 is going over here. Get rid of those three things. The parentheses and then the idiot out front. And we also have a 9x. We got 30. Like terms. Got two of them. We need to add those. It's 2x. Cross those out. We now know that that's 2x. I've got the plus 21. And then the 30. Now, outside, 30's on the other side. You shouldn't even be looking at it. You should be looking on the 21. It's positive, so I minus it. Minus it. So I got 2x over there. 30 minus 21 is 9. So I divide then by 2. X equals 4.5. Okay. You're going to get decimals here on a couple of these, especially these two. You just need to round them. Okay, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. You just round them. Go to the nearest tenth or the nearest hundredth. I don't care. Circle your equal sign. Make sure your letters have a number. You got a 1 and a 1. Fix any subtractions, so plus, negative, okay? You don't have any parentheses, so you're going to forget that. Combine your like terms for the letter, okay? You're going to go off the side and add those, negative 1x plus negative 1x, okay? And go from there. You can finish the rest of it. Negative 2x, and that goes over here. Negative 2x plus the 7, negative 1. Keep track of where the equals at, too.